It's easy.
We have over 180 branches.
We're the only bank in Washington to offer a versatile card
that gives you access to more than 50,000 cash machines across the country.
Banking should be easy.
Well, the beauty of the 24-hour phone service is just what it says.
They can talk to an actual person.
A real person that can solve your problems.
If it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you can get it done.
Because we want to make banking easy.
I'm going to tell you, if I didn't work at Seafirst, I'd still bank you. There's nowhere easier to do your banking.
The legendary name in outdoor fun now brings you a new sport. With more muscle than Ford Explorer, advanced stopping power, with a grip that holds tight for extra security. The affordable new Jeep Cherokee Sport. Why buy an ordinary 4x4 when you can own a legend?
See your Western Pacific Jeep and Eagle dealers, where you can always expect the best.
People are saying we're running out of trees. Well, see for yourself. These are Weyerhaeuser seedlings. And in Washington, we hand-planted 15 million of them last year alone. 3 new trees for every 1 harvested. 85% of the seedlings we plant survive, which ensures that even after normal thinning, our harvested forest will be entirely replaced. It's an endless cycle, but that's the idea. Weyerhaeuser, the tree-growing company.
Through Cadillac's 42 consecutive years of luxury leadership, this symbol has stood as an American automotive standard for the world in performance, comfort, and safety. Evidence of the inherent value of a Cadillac. Value that inspires the highest owner loyalty of any leading luxury automobile. Another reason why the only way to travel is Cadillac style.
Cadillac style.
A company can learn a lot in 125 years. Valvoline has. You learn in the lab, you learn on the road, you learn on the racetrack. As you learn, you make your product better. And better, and better. Today's Valvoline will keep your engine cleaner than ever before. And cleaner means more protection against engine wear. 125 years of quality. That's why people who know use Valvoline.
Did you know only 1-800-SERVICE can drive business further? 1-800-SERVICE connects calls 25% faster and has the fewest blocked calls. AT&T 800-SERVICE. Our superior performance gets more calls through so you can get more customers. 800 calls that get through. Another AT&T advantage. Drive up your sales. Get free installation on domestic AT&T 800-SERVICE.
When she was 3 years old, Adriana Savannah took a pair of scissors and stuck them in her eye. It took 2 surgeons, 4 exhausting hours of surgery, and more than $8,000 to undo the damage. At King County Medical, that's something we'd like you to think about. Because even though the cost of health care can be a little hard to take, according to people like Adriana Savannah, it certainly beats the alternative.
Is this the time of year you get the feeling it's you against the weather? The rain, the ice, the snow, the fog? At Les Schwab, our job is to make you winter tough. All seasons to heavy traction, our best selection ever. In snow tires, the right size, the right price for whatever you drive, studs or studless. And for cold weather grip, Snowflex, a Les Schwab exclusive. Tires, chains, batteries. At Les Schwab, we're traction ready to make you winter tough.
We're the Top Guns from Jet Chevrolet, and our mission is to deliver the best value for the money. Why buy a 90 Jeep Cherokee for nearly $18,000 when you can drive a 91 Chevy Tahoe 4-door Blazer, America's #1 selling sport utility vehicle, for just $16,905 and receive a $1,000 factory rebate? You'll save $1,929 and get a year newer 91.
Eggs are cheaper in the country.
So see us at Jet Chevrolet, your Top Guns in Federal Way.
The Nissan i1 is the, it was in those commercials. They drove it to South America, the Pathfinder. We'd load up the Pathfinder and, whoops, better get 4-door, and go skiing every weekend. Or the Paris-Dakar Rally.
We could be the first family to race from Paris to Africa. Quit our jobs, pulling kids out of school.
Yeah, maybe not.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. First, trust your instincts. By all means, avoid distractions. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike.
Decades before women fought for their role in the workplace or their right to vote, Mutual of New York sold the nation's first life insurance policy to a woman. It's that kind of innovative thinking that's provided 146 years of uninterrupted dividends for the present and annuities and pensions for the future of a new generation of mothers, daughters, and sisters, and their fathers, sons, and brothers.
Mutual of New York. Money for life.
Have you looked at your bank service charges lately? Maybe you should look into an only account from U.S. Bank.
Car Toy sells the Motorola 750 for $449. Seattle Cellular sells the 950 with more memory for $379. In fact, Seattle Cellular will always be at least 5% lower than the competition on cellular phones, car stereos, and security. And what can Car Toys, Silo, Sound Advice, or any of our competition say about that? Nothing. Seattle Cellular, always 5% lower than the competition. Always.
Hi, I'm Steve Largent. Nothing is more important to me than my family. When I was young, alcoholism tore my family apart. If your family needs help, call Schick Shadle Hospital. Schick has been here for 55 years, helping people lose the craving and putting their families back together. Schick's hospital stay is just 10 days and a couple of 2-day follow-ups. Call Schick.
Schick has the #1 success rate for alcohol treatment.
Sometimes I dream I'm in Italy, driving this incredible sports car. And my boss is there. He says,
"We need a ride to the shareholders meeting."
Now, here's where it gets weird. The sports car has 4 doors. I mean, there's no such thing as a 4-door sports car. It's just a dream, right?
The temperature never drops below Xerex. If you don't know that about antifreeze now, this is where you're likely to learn it. Because when your antifreeze fails, it usually fails here, when your car has been sitting idle, when it's very dark and very deserted and very cold. Oh, thank heavens, you did remember Xerex antifreeze. The temperature never drops below Xerex.
At Compaq, before we build our laptop personal computers, we put you in the picture. We study your workload on the road, factor in working conditions, see how much you have to do, and how fast you have to do it. This is why more people use rugged, compact, portable, and laptop PCs than any other. So you can carry the high performance of Compaq wherever you want to go, or wherever you have to go. Compaq. It simply works better.
If I had a Z, it'd be silver. No, black. And I'd take it to a racetrack. Hold it. Nah, drive it cross country. That's what I'd do. Wait, Germany. Yeah, now that'd be epic. Running a Z flat out on the Autobahn. Too bad you can't drive to Europe.
The type A personality vacation. The type B personality vacation. The best vacations are this vacation, the Royal Caribbean vacation.
How do some people feel about their antifreeze? Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Prestone. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
Recognize that skyline? There's only one place in the world looks like that. Manhattan. Where the air's clean, the living's easy, and the food's great. Every time I'm in Manhattan, I order my personal favorite, the New York Strip. Delicious. Manhattan's known for its famous restaurants, so be sure to try all three. Beef, real food in Manhattan, Montana.
Lately, we've compared Seattle Cellular's prices to the competition's, and that's brought some interesting responses. For example, Car Toys told us that they have lawyers. Another competitor asked, how long are you going to run that guarantee anyway? The answer, until every car owner knows that Seattle Cellular will always be at least 5% lower, period. And what can Cartronics, Car Toys, Silo, or their lawyers say about that? Nothing. Seattle Cellular, 5% lower than the competition, always.
You know what I hate about driving? Dings in my windshield. I'm not going to replace the whole thing for one little ding. So I repair my windshield at Novus. And with their patented repair process, they can fix your windshield while you wait. And the cost is pleasing to you and your insurance company. So if you get a little ding, don't replace the whole thing. Remove the ding. Call toll-free 1-800-55-NOVUS.
The legendary name in outdoor fun now brings you a new sport. With more muscle than Ford Explorer, advanced stopping power, with a grip that holds tight for extra security. The affordable new Jeep Cherokee Sport. Why buy an ordinary 4x4 when you can own a legend?
See your Western Pacific Jeep and Eagle dealers, where you can always expect the best.
The Nissan Halftime Report is being brought to you by Nissan, built for the human race.
At Soldier Field, they are in the midst of a Windy City blowout. Bears 28, the Rams nothing. This is the Nissan Halftime Report. I'm Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studio along with Ken Stabler. 28 zip at the half. Explain it for me.
Well, you get the poor secondary play of the Rams, and that's forced the Rams out of their game plan, made them throw the ball. You play catch-up against the Bears, and you're asking for a bloody nose.
Man, 28 zip at the half. Great action here on Sunday number 6. Some of the best at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, where Joe Montana threw 6 touchdown passes, 5 of those to Jerry Rice. How do these guys keep on doing it, Sam?
Well, Joe has such a great command of the offense. He reads defenses so well, and he knows where he's going with the ball. As soon as he gets back there, he knows the matchups he's going to have, and of course, you get the man-to-man matchup to the Rice, you got what you want.
And they burned the Falcons 45-35. The Packers turned it over 6 times. They lead the NFC in turnovers 26-14. The Buccaneers win it. The Giants still perfect. They are 5-0.
Well, you see, they're going to play pass. They can do just about whatever they want to down there, and that's because they get their running game going. When you do that, you can throw the ball to your tight end.
And it adds up to a 24-20 win over the Redskins. The Cardinals break a 2-game losing streak, beat the Cowboys 20-3. The New Orleans Saints got Steve Walsh in the lineup, and he delivered.
A good system for him. He gets the ball off quick. He doesn't have to hold the ball back there. Got a lot of people to work with. Right here, 13-yard pass to Eric Martin.
One of 3 touchdown passes on the day for Walsh as the Saints handle the Cleveland Browns 25-20. Look what San Diego did to the Jets, 39-3. Cincinnati Bengals and Houston Oilers, Warren Moon can throw him from all positions, and he did it again today, 5 of them.
Perfect quarterback for that situation, a strong arm. You see him throwing off of his back foot, still able to get the ball out there.
Leonard Harris swiped it from the defender there, 48-17 the final. The Raiders still unbeaten at home under Art Shell, 24-17 winners over the Seahawks. Kansas City got a 200-yard day from Barry Word and 91 more from Christian Okoye. Watch this.
Well, here's Christian Okoye on 4th and 1, a little 15-yard run. Right here, he's going to go over Herb Welch like a pickup truck over a rooster for the first down.
43-24, Kansas City over Detroit, and it was the Steelers over the Broncos, 34-17. Pickup truck over a rooster. Conjure that up, will you? When we come back here on the Nissan Halftime Report, it's Craig Sager with his report on Marcus Dupree and his comeback. We'll be right back.
When it's your business, you do what you have to do. For example, if a customer needs something in a hurry and you have to unload the truck yourself, you do it. That's what an owner does for a customer. That's why I rent cars from Avis.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with Roving Rapid Return, a computerized drop-off system now at more locations than ever to get you on your way faster.
They say that you can't please everybody. I say an owner's sure gonna try.
Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
And now, on with the opera.
From the people who brought you big screen television comes the sound to go with it.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give it.
Mitsubishi Home Theater Systems. Now playing at a dealer near you.
Welcome back to Soldier Field in Chicago, where it is halftime, and, well, everything seems to be going Chicago's way right now. They're not playing defense. They're not playing offense. The Rams can't do anything right.
It's a great night for me to come out against the Bears and tell everybody how much Mike Ditka doesn't mean to the team. They're playing very, very well offensively and defensively.
That's right. We'll talk more about the game in just a few moments, but first we want to talk about this very talented running back of 7 years ago with the University of Oklahoma. Matter of fact, Coach Barry Switzer said that this guy was like E.T. because he was out of this world. Well, he's also been out of football for quite some time, but he's trying to come back with the Rams, and here's Craig Sager with the story.
On October 3rd, the Los Angeles Rams signed a 26-year-old running back. Sadly, it's the young man's very first NFL contract. This is the story of a can't-miss prospect who missed, of a future Hall of Famer whose future remains uncertain. This is the story of Marcus Dupree.
I'm back because I love the game of football. I just want to be happy, and this is what I like doing, playing football and being happy. I'm just an old Mississippi boy trying to make a living.
He came from the tiny town of Philadelphia, Mississippi, where his 87 touchdowns broke Herschel Walker's high school record, setting off a recruiting war of such magnitude that a Rhodes Scholar wrote a book about it. Oklahoma won the prize, but after a sensational freshman season, a much-publicized feud with head coach Barry Switzer drove Marcus home, which led to a $1 million contract in the USFL.
He was a 19-year-old kid when we signed him out of college, and he played for us in New Orleans with the New Orleans Breakers for one season. We moved to Portland the next year. He played one game, and that's when he hurt his knee.
The doctor in Portland told him that perhaps one day he may be able to play again, but he could not guarantee that because the injury was so serious.
And so he went home to Mississippi, where he watched his sons grow up on Grandma's front lawn. But when his marriage ended and his child support payments became overdue, a local judge sent the local hero to jail.
He didn't want to be in jail, of course, but unfortunately, not doing what he was ordered to do, he had to suffer the consequences, and he more or less took it like a man.
It also gave Marcus a great deal of incentive.
I talked with Marcus about 3 weeks ago, and he had gone from 270 pounds down to 220. And you know, to lose this much weight and work this hard, that you've got to have dedication. And I believe that anybody that can do this has the type of dedication that it's going to take to make a winner in the NFL.
I always wanted to play in the NFL, and I always want my kids to see me play, and they get excited. And by the time I get out of practice and get through working out, it's late back home. So I just try to talk to them when my mom have them down at her house.
Okay. I love you too. Bye.
It's a long way from Philadelphia, Mississippi to Los Angeles, but the greatest running back who never played in the NFL has come too far to fail.
I'm happier than I ever been. And Coach Robertson, Coach Corey, the whole coaching staff, and just the players in general are all good people.
Would you play for nothing?
Yeah. Sure. As far as I know in my contract, I might be paying the Rams.
Marcus is wearing number 34 in tribute to former Bear Walter Payton. Payton goaded Dupree. He told him he could play in the NFL if he was only willing to pay the price. Personal pride took over. The workouts commenced methodically. He's in great shape. The knee doesn't hurt. He runs a 4.5 and on November 4th, when he's activated, Marcus Dupree will be a factor in the NFL. As for our predictions at the beginning of the night, Kevin Kiley said he couldn't play for Mike Ditka. Well, Kevin, you can play for John Robinson, and tonight he'd like to have you in uniform down here in about 2 minutes. Just get the one you used to wear when you were in Chicago.
Thank you so much for the sympathy, Craig. I could play defensive tackle for the Rams tonight.
Well, let me tell you one thing. This guy's got no friends in Chicago right now. There are a group of fans over here that saw Kiley. It's 48 degrees right now, putting a coat on. They booed him mercilessly. We're going to have to get him out of here under an armed guard. But, you know, talking about the Los Angeles Rams, they look awful in the early going against Cincinnati, but they look even worse today, and I guess you can attribute that to Chicago's great defense.
Well, offensively, they have not been good, but I think the problem for the Rams is defense. They've had a real tough time all year. Tonight against the Bears, and I said the Bears are not a strong team offensively. They have not shown offense. They are getting absolutely murdered. Here's Jim Harbaugh, definitely the factor for the Bears in the first half. He completed 9 straight passes, this one to Anderson in the end zone. The guy has played just tremendously. He's been the difference. Now, the defense, whoa, I'll tell you what, the Chicago defense, 22 yards passing for that high-powered Rams passing attack. Ram rushing 68 yards, not really all that bad against Chicago, but they've only had the ball 11:01. The Bears have dominated completely, and it really gives you an idea, Fred, what this team could do with an offense. They're so great defensively. Tonight they have showed some offense. If they keep this up, then I could be wrong.
Well, they're looking like the 49ers right now. On their third down conversions, they've been averaging 8 yards a pop. It's amazing. Anyway, the second half is coming up. The Rams will try to rally. We'll be back with the Stadium Show post-game edition. Second half play-by-play story coming up. Stay with us.
The Nissan Halftime Report has been brought to you by Nissan, built for the human race.
Meet Georgia, a busy, active woman. This woman who gives her leadership, intelligence, and energy to make Los Angeles a better community for all of us. This woman who loves her family, her grandchildren, and all children. This woman who gave to make possible this pool at this United Way-supported agency. This woman is Georgia Frontieri, owner of the Los Angeles Rams.
I love my team. And I'm so proud to be a part of the United Way team that's solving problems in our community. Players, coaches, everyone in our organization contributes their time and energies to make this a better, caring community. And when you give to the United Way, you are joining our team. And you're a part of the United Way team that's always a winner, because the United Way, well, it brings out the best in all of us.
Right! This message furnished by the National Football League.
There's the story at halftime. Are the Bears this good? Are the Rams this bad? Or is it something in between?
It's probably something in between. Obviously, the Bears, you know, had played conservatively all year, but tonight they came out throwing the ball successfully, and they knew they could throw a ball against a defense that was the worst in the NFL. But I think John Robinson really has to be concerned, because not only is it just the defense tonight, but his offensive team has not played well.
Kevin Butler will kick it off, as he has done so often, and Lattenberry and Robert Del Pino will be deep to return it, as they have done so often in this game. It's true that the Rams have the kind of offense, if they get it going, they can score in a hurry, but they have just been totally dominated to this point in the game. A short